Welcome to Creepy, the best horror storyteller on YouTube.
Part 1.
I never thought I would end up in a place like this. A place where the trees seemed to whisper secrets, where the shadows seemed to move on their own, where the air felt heavy with dread. A place where I wished I was dead. It all started as a simple road trip. I was driving from New York to California to start a new job and a new life. I had always wanted to see the country, to explore the different landscapes and cultures. I had a week to spare, so I decided to take the scenic route, avoiding the highways and following the back roads. I had a GPS device in my car, which I trusted to guide me to my destination. It was a smart device, which could adjust the route according to the traffic, the weather, and the preferences of the driver. I had set it to avoid tolls, to favor scenic views, and to find interesting places along the way. The first few days of the trip were amazing. I saw the skyscrapers of New York, the mountains of Pennsylvania, the lakes of Ohio, the cornfields of Indiana, the Arch of St. Louis, the plains of Kansas, the canyons of Colorado. I stopped at small towns, ate at local diners, talked to friendly people. I felt free, happy, adventurous. But then, things started to go wrong. It was on the 5th day of the trip, when I was driving through Utah. I had left Salt Lake City in the morning, and I was heading towards Las Vegas. The GPS told me to take a turn to the right, onto a dirt road. I hesitated, but I followed the instructions. The GPS said it was a shortcut, that it would save me an hour of driving time. The dirt road was narrow, bumpy, and dusty. It wound through the desert, surrounded by rocks and cacti. There was no sign of civilization, no other cars, no houses, no gas stations. I started to feel uneasy, but I trusted the GPS. It said I was on the right track, that I would reach the main road in 20 minutes. But then, the dirt road ended. It just stopped, in the middle of nowhere. There was no sign, no indication of where to go. The GPS said nothing. It just showed a blank screen, with a red dot indicating my location. I was lost. I panicked. I tried to turn around, to go back the way I came. But the dirt road was too narrow, and I couldn't make a U-turn. I tried to back up, but I hit a rock. I heard a loud thud, and then a hiss. I got out of the car, and saw that I had a flat tire. I cursed. I checked the trunk, and saw that I had a spare tire, but no jack. I had forgotten to pack one. I was stuck. I looked around, hoping to see someone, anyone, who could help me. But there was no one. There was nothing. Just the endless desert, the scorching sun, the silent rocks. I felt a surge of fear. I grabbed my phone and tried to call for help. But there was no signal. I was cut off from the world. I checked the time. It was 2 p.m. I had been driving for 4 hours, and I had no idea where I was. I had no water, no food, no shelter. I had no way to fix my car, no way to contact anyone, no way to get out of there. I was alone. I started to cry. I felt hopeless, helpless, doomed. I wondered if anyone would ever find me, if anyone would ever know what happened to me. I wondered if I would die there, in the middle of the desert, forgotten and alone. But then, I heard a sound. A sound that made me stop crying, and made me start screaming. A sound that came from the forest. The forest that I hadn't noticed before. The forest that shouldn't have been there. The forest that was dark, dense, and ominous. The forest that was calling me.
Part 2.
The sound was a low, guttural growl. It came from behind the trees, from the depths of the forest. It sounded like an animal, but not like any animal I had ever heard before. It sounded hungry, angry, and dangerous. I froze. I felt a chill run down my spine. I felt a primal fear, a fear of being hunted, a fear of being prey. I looked at the forest, trying to see what was making the sound. But I couldn't see anything. The forest was too thick, too dark, too mysterious. I wondered what was in there. What kind of creature was lurking behind the trees, waiting for me to make a move? I wondered if it was alone, or if there were more of them. I wondered if it had seen me, or if it was just warning me. I decided to take a chance. I decided to run. I ran back to my car, hoping to find something that could help me. A weapon, a tool, anything. I opened the door and searched the seats, the glove box, the floor. I found nothing. Nothing but a map, a flashlight, and a bottle of water. I cursed. I grabbed the map, the flashlight, and the bottle of water and stuffed them in my backpack. I closed the door and locked it. I looked at the forest and saw that it was getting darker. The sun was setting and the shadows were growing. I knew I had to get out of there. I knew I had to find the main road, or another car, or a phone, or a person. I knew I had to find help. But I didn't know which way to go. The GPS was useless. The map was outdated. The compass was broken. I had no idea where I was or where to go. I decided to follow the dirt road. I decided to go back the way I came. I hoped that I would find the turn that I had missed, the turn that would lead me to the main road. I hoped that I would find a way out. I started to walk. I walked fast, but not too fast. I didn't want to make too much noise, or to attract attention. I didn't want to provoke the creature, or the creatures, that were in the forest. I walked for what seemed like an eternity. I walked until my legs were sore, until my throat was dry, until my eyes were tired. I walked until the night fell, and the stars came out. I walked, and I walked, and I walked. But I didn't find the turn. I didn't find the main road. I didn't find a way out. I only found more desert, more rocks, more cacti, and more forest. The forest was everywhere. It was on both sides of the dirt road, and it was ahead of me. It was closing in on me, trapping me, suffocating me. I stopped. I felt a surge of despair. I realized that I was lost. I realized that I was doomed. I realized that I was not alone. I heard the sound again. The low, guttural growl. It was louder, closer, angrier. It was behind me. I turned around and saw it. It was a monster. It was huge, hairy, and muscular. It had long, sharp claws and a mouthful of teeth. It had glowing, red eyes and horns on its head. It looked like a cross between a wolf, a bear, and a goat. It looked like the devil. It was staring at me with a hungry, hateful, and evil look. It was ready to kill me. I screamed. I dropped my backpack and grabbed the flashlight. I turned it on and pointed it at the monster. I hoped that the light would scare it away, or blind it, or hurt it. But it didn't. It only made it angrier. It roared. It charged at me faster than I could react. It knocked me down and pinned me to the ground. It bit my arm and tore my flesh. It clawed my chest and ripped my shirt. It snapped my neck and ended my life. It killed me. It ate me. It left nothing behind. But my GPS, which was still on. My GPS, which was still working. My GPS, which was still speaking. my GPS, which said, "Recalculating route. Please wait."
Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe for more similar horror stories.